Fake news, ABC suspends chief reporter for botched exclusive on Trump advisor Michael Flynn by George Upper for westernjournal.com. ABC News has announced the suspension of the correspondent behind an erroneous report that led to a 350-point drop in the Dow Jones Industrial Average and forced the network to issue several embarrassing corrections. Chief investigative correspondent Brian Ross has been suspended without pay for 4 weeks, according to Fox News. In a statement cited by Fox, ABC said Ross's report had not been fully vetted through our editorial standards process. ABC News was widely criticized Friday for inaccurately reporting a key detail involving Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. It was hours later that the network finally corrected its story. Flynn pleaded guilty Friday to willfully and knowingly making false, fictitious, and fraudulent statements regarding conversations he had with former Russian ambassador to the U.S. Sergei Kislyak. During a live special report, ABC investigative reporter Brian Ross reported that Flynn was getting ready to testify that while Donald Trump was a candidate for president, he instructed Flynn to make contact with the Russians. To back up his report, Ross cited an anonymous confidant of Flynn. Such testimony, if true, could support claims that the Trump campaign colluded with Russia in order to win the 2016 presidential election. In light of this news, the stock market immediately suffered that afternoon, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropping more than 350 points. CBS News, U.S. stock market starts to tumble upon the news that Flynn had pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI.
Been watching the stock market really soar to record highs. We talked about breaking another record yesterday, and it's starting to tumble upon hearing this news that Michael Flynn has pled guilty to lying to the FBI. It's down about 270 points there for the day. Of course, you know, the stock market does go up and down, but this is perhaps a significant indication that business is feeling a little uneasy about this latest development, Ed.
Yeah, and remember, they were doing pretty well this week on anticipation of the Senate passing the tax plan, believing that that was going to lead to a more favorable environment for stockholders, certainly, and for the corporations they're buying into. But, you know, we know the stock market does ebb and flow sometimes related to political developments, and certainly this is a significant one. So perhaps 2 hours into the trading day, it's no surprise that there's at least a little bit of a pullback.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. Ross's report, however, turned out to be false. It was during the transition period after Trump had already been elected president that the then president-elect told Flynn to contact the Russians, according to the Flynn confidant. Trump's instruction to Flynn then could not have influenced the election, given that election day had already passed and Trump was set to be inaugurated. ABC deleted the tweet in which they had cited Ross's original tweet. Okay, and ABC has already deleted this tweet once again. Hashtag fake news. Hours after the original report came out, Ross had to correct what he had said on ABC World News Tonight. A clarification tonight on something one of Flynn's confidants told us, and we reported earlier. He said, according to CNN, he said the president had asked Flynn to contact Russia during the campaign. He is now clarifying that, saying, according to Flynn, candidate Trump asked him during the campaign to find ways to repair relations with Russia and other world hotspots, and then after the election, the president-elect asked him to contact Russia on issues including working together to fight ISIS. That evening, the network also took to Twitter to issue a clarification on its inaccurate reporting. Clarification of ABC News special report. Flynn prepared to testify that President-elect Donald Trump directed him to make contact with the Russians during the transition. Initially, as a way to work together to fight ISIS, and now says, clarification, that it was after he already won. ABC News, however, many people, including well-known conservative figures, still criticize the network, claiming that a clarification was not enough to remedy the issue. Sean Spicer, ABC News, owes its viewers an apology, calling false reporting a clarification is a cop-out and just another reason for the decline in trust of the media. Gerda Van Susteren. What makes it worse is that ABC won't admit its error and now tries to sugarcoat it with calling their correction just a clarification. And other news organizations, of course, repeat ABC original story. That's very true. Eventually, ABC changed its clarification to a correction. The network deleted its clarification tweet, posted a new one. Jesus, wow. However, as pointed out by many users on social media, ABC's incorrect reporting had consequences. Eric Bowling. I wonder how much money was lost and made on this mistake. The Dow dropped like a rock, 343 points, as the fake news hit, then spent the rest of the session struggling back up. Oliver Darcy, ABC News spokesman, tells me that the World News will clarify, okay, that this should be President-elect Trump, not candidate Trump. This is a big distinction. Market tanked when ABC News report dropped. And how much money they made. The stock market eventually recovered most of its losses on the day. When the closing bell rung, the Dow had only lost 40.76 points according to Reuters. But I'd like to know who made the money then when it fell 350 points. Like, a lot of money was lost, but who made the money? That's a very good question to ask. Who were the buyers then when this loss was taking place? Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.